Today we're reasoning through ICAO Annex 7 without hesitation, repetition, or deviation starting now. ICAO Annex 7, titled Aircraft Nationality and Registration Marks, sets out the rules for assigning nationality and registration marks to aircraft, ensuring a standardized approach across all ICAO member states. These marks serve to uniquely identify each aircraft and link it to a specific state of registry, establishing the aircraft's legal identity. The annex also details how these marks should be displayed on the aircraft's fuselage and tail to ensure that the aircraft can be clearly identified in both normal operations and during inspections. The annex defines key terms such as the nationality common mark, which is a letter or group of letters assigned to a country by ICAO that identifies the nationality of the aircraft, for example, the letter N for the United States and G for the United Kingdom. Secondly, it defines the registration mark, which is a unique identifier assigned by the state of registry, following the nationality mark, usually in alphanumeric form. The combination of the nationality and registration marks forms the complete aircraft identification, commonly displayed as something like N12345 or G-ABCD. Each contracting state is responsible for assigning nationality and registration marks to aircraft registered under its jurisdiction. The standards specify that aircraft can only bear the marks of one nationality and registration at a time. Once an aircraft is registered in a particular country, it takes on that state's nationality. If the aircraft is transferred to another country, its previous registration must be cancelled and it must be re-registered with the new state of registry. Annex 7 outlines how and where nationality and registration marks must be displayed on the aircraft to ensure that they are visible and identifiable under various operational conditions. These display requirements are divided into location on aircraft, size of marking, and legibility of the marking. For fixed-wing aircraft, marks must be placed on the lower surface of the wing, ensuring visibility from the ground, and on the vertical tail or the sides of the fuselage. For helicopters, the marks are required on the fuselage, tail boom, or tail surface. The size of the letters and numbers must be large enough to be clearly visible from a distance. The annex mandates minimum sizes such as at least 30 centimeters high on the fuselage for most aircraft, with some allowances for smaller aircraft. The marks must be in a contrasting color to the background on which they are placed, ensuring they are easily readable in various lighting conditions. They should be in a simple, easy-to-read font without decorative elements that could hinder identification. Annex 7 provides a clear structure for how the nationality and registration marks should be formatted. The nationality mark is separated from the registration mark by a hyphen, but some countries, such as the United States, omit the hyphen, which is also acceptable under ICAO rules. There are specific restrictions on the content of the registration mark. For instance, no marks may include letters that could be mistaken for distress signals, such as SOS, or symbols that might be confused with numerals. These restrictions help prevent any ambiguity in identifying the airplane, especially during radio communications or in emergency situations. Once the marks are assigned and displayed, the aircraft is officially entered into the state of registry's National Aircraft Register. This registration gives the aircraft its legal identity and nationality, and it must always carry a certificate of registration on board. The certificate confirms the validity of the registration and is subject to renewal or revalidation as per the regulations of the state of registry. Aircraft registration is tied to the nationality and laws of the registering state, which means the aircraft must comply with the legal, technical, and operational requirements set by the state of registry. Annex 7 also covers special provisions for aircraft that are temporarily transferred to another country or region. The annex allows for aircraft to be temporarily identified under specific agreements such as lease agreements, but these cases must always be properly documented and the applicable regulations must be observed. By establishing consistent rules for aircraft nationality and registration marks, ICAO Annex 7 plays a critical role in maintaining the International Aviation Registry System. These marks are not only vital for everyday operations such as air traffic control and ground handling, but also play a key role in legal and safety investigations, enabling authorities to identify the aircraft involved in incidents or accidents. In conclusion, ICAO Annex 7 establishes a global standard for aircraft identification through the use of nationality and registration marks. These marks are essential for ensuring that aircraft can be easily identified by authorities worldwide and that they operate in accordance with the legal and regulatory framework of their state of registry. The annex sets clear guidelines for the assignment, display, and structure of these marks, ensuring consistency, clarity, and visibility across the aviation industry.
If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more aviation content.